Greetings, pet lovers. Bridget here with First Street Pets, and today we're going to talk about using Craigslist to find a lost pet. The internet can be a great resource in helping you to find a lost pet, but you can also waste a lot of time and energy, so you should use it in a focused manner. One of the benefits of using Craigslist is that it is local. You've probably used your local Craigslist to look for an apartment, to buy or sell something, or to join a club. The Craigslist pages are by region, and then they can be drilled down to specific cities and other neighborhoods. So this is really helpful in looking for a lost pet. If you post something out there in a more general manner on social media and whatnot, it can go out to people all over the state, all over the country, but not necessarily in the area where you need someone to help you to find your pet. So in creating this video and the accompanying article, I talked to many friends and associates about their experience with Craigslist, and the results were really mixed. A lot of folks said that they had posted pets they found and never got any response. Others said that they searched posts to look for a lost pet and weren't necessarily successful. However, some people have found their pets on Craigslist, whether from searching posts or from creating their own posts and getting a response to that. So again, it's just one of many tools that you will use to bring your lost pet home. And here's how I suggest that you use it most effectively. So one of the first things you'll want to do on Craigslist is to search the existing posts. So you've probably used Craigslist before, but if not, you just go on the main page for your region, and then you're going to click on Lost and Found. Now, unfortunately, it's pretty much everything that's lost and found, whether it's car keys or a piece of luggage or a cat. So it can be a little difficult to sift through all those posts. From there, what you can do is narrow your search by adding the word dog, cat, kitten, puppy, or something like that. That will significantly shorten the list so you can view the posts that are most pertinent to you. You can also narrow your search by area. For example, if you live in a large metro area, you may not want to put just the name of the city because there could be millions of people and quite a large area covered by that. So on the left-hand column, you can search either by neighborhood by clicking on that neighborhood, or you can enter a certain amount of miles from your zip code. So how far out you search will depend on the kind of pet you have and how long they have been missing. For example, a cat that's only been missing for a couple of days, you're probably going to want to look closer to home. A dog who has been missing for a week or more could have traveled on foot, could have been picked up by someone and transported out of the city. So you're going to want to start really close to home, but then kind of fan your search out on the internet if you don't get any leads from that more hyperlocal search. If you wonder why the camera shakes, this is why. This is Princess Adelia for special delivery, and she is the star of the Using a Trap to Find a Lost Cat video. So she's going to go back to what she was doing, and we'll get back to today's video. Another section you will want to search on Craigslist is the pets section. Now, many people have actually found their lost pet for sale on Craigslist. So this is why it's important to check this section. Now, usually if someone sees or finds a lost dog or cat, they'll post it under Lost and Found, but they may also post under Pets. But again, what you're going to be looking for is someone that has a pet for rehoming, because, technically Craigslist doesn't allow selling animals or dogs and cats, but people do it all the time anyway. And I have put a couple of links in the description of some situations where this has happened. And in one, fortunately, the man got his dogs back because he saw them for sale on Craigslist like the next day after they went missing. So this is why it's so important to check this section. Now, any person can try to sell a dog, but it's typically smaller dogs, cute dogs, desirable breeds, and puppies. People want to get a dog that they can sell quickly. It's less often going to be cats or bigger dogs or older dogs, although I was involved in a missing pet search a few years back for a doodle that someone stole and sold. And thankfully, the owner was able to get the dog back. The person who bought the dog found out that he was stolen and did the right thing and gave the dog back, even though they had already spent the money to buy the dog and they had no way to get it back. So thankfully, there are some honest people out there. But unfortunately, there are a lot of unscrupulous ones as well, and a lot of them may be using Craigslist. I found my pet on Craigslist. Great, now what do I do? Proceed with caution. Now, if you found a posting that is clearly your pet in the lost and found, this is great. Hopefully it was posted by a legitimate animal shelter or rescue group, because they're going to be the most likely to contact you right away or return your contact and to follow the law in returning your pet to you as quickly as possible. If it's a Good Samaritan who posted, most likely it will be the same thing, that they will just be happy to find the owner. And while they may ask for some proof that the pet is yours, everybody has pictures now on their phone. Go ahead and show them the picture and get your pet back. As with any other dealings you would have with people you don't know, also be cautious. Don't give them your home address or have them come to your house. Meet them in a public place. And if they're looking for money, don't give them any money until you have your pet back in your hands. There are a lot of scams out there, and if someone asks for money right up front, do not give it to them. If you're offering a reward, that's fine, but you'll give it to them after you have your pet back in your custody. If you found your pet under the pet section, it can be a little more tricky because, again, someone may be representing themselves as the owner of this pet and trying to sell it. Now, some people actually do have good intentions. There are a lot of folks out there who believe that a stray dog or cat was dumped or abandoned and that they had every right to take it in and rehome it. I talk about this in my other article and video about stray dogs, which I'll link below. This is a huge problem for lost pets. In that case, you may have difficulty getting your pet back. On the other hand, there are people who deliberately stole a pet or picked it up knowing it belongs to somebody, and now they are trying to sell it to make money. And this is unfortunately very common. So this is why you need to really proceed with caution with these types of folks, because if you come right out and say, that's my pet, you need to give it back to me, they may just block you and take the post down. So number one, if you find a post that's obviously your pet or you're pretty sure it's your pet, I would suggest that you do a screenshot and that you reach out and contact the person in a nonchalant manner. I've read this in some news articles where folks have gotten their pets back, and this is how they started out. They reached out and expressed interest in the pet that was listed, asking some questions. Is it still available? I'd be interested in buying this dog or puppy, rarely cat, usually dog or puppy. So they get the person talking to them, they get their contact information. That way, if things go sour, they have some way of continuing that contact. Now, what you do from there is up to you, and you may just want to use your judgment after talking to the person. If they seem like a good person and they admit that they found the animal and genuinely believe that it was abandoned, you might tell them that that's your pet and that you want to have them back and you'll show proof and whatnot. If they lie and say it belongs to them or they bought it from someone else, but it's clearly your pet and you know they're lying, again, if you push them too much, they may just take the post down and then you won't have that chance to get your pet back. So what some people will do is just offer to pay whatever they want to sell the pet. So it might be a couple $100. If you're willing to do that and you can afford it, fine. The main thing is to get your pet back. Now, in any case, whether you're quote unquote buying your own pet back or giving a reward, you never let money change hands until you have your pet back in your custody. So again, someone may be calling you and asking for money. Fine, bring me the dog. I'll meet you here. I'll give you the money. One man who's in a video news clip in the description that I've added, I believe he was in Florida. He contacted the poster of his dogs that were for sale the day after they went missing, and he stayed cool, acted like he wanted to buy the dogs, And then when he got the poster's phone number and they were texting, he then contacted the police. Now, the police helped him, arranged a sting, and got the dogs back. So thankfully that worked for him. So if this is the case for you, you might want to contact law enforcement in your area and see if they would get involved in this type of a case. Law enforcement's involvement in lost pet cases varies widely for a variety of reasons that I can't explain. They may get involved just like these folks in Florida did. They may not want to get involved. They may say it's a civil matter. So you might want to look into that before insisting to someone that this is your pet or saying that you're going to call the police, because you want to make sure that they will help you and that you know where the person is and they can't just disappear with your pet. So again, use caution when meeting anybody, meet them in a public place, get your pet back, hand off the money, and go on your way. Just be safe. Don't give them a lot of personal information and don't have them come to your house because you don't know who these people are or what their intentions are. Another thing you can do with Craigslist is to create your own posts saying that your dog or cat has gone missing. This can generate some leads, but unfortunately, due to the nature of Craigslist and the heavy usage that it gets, it can also generate a lot of noise. As with the searching, I suggest posting in both Lost and Found and the pet section. You can do this by going to the section where you searched and then in the upper right-hand corner, clicking on Post. You will be prompted to enter a variety of information to create the post and set up an account if you don't have one already. It is free to create an account and to post these types of posts on Craigslist. As far as the description of your pet, you want to be brief and not give out every little detail because unfortunately there are a lot of scammers out there who can take this information and use it to pretend that they have your pet, but we'll get to that in a minute. So as with creating posters and flyers, as I've talked about in my other videos on that subject, you want to have some really basic information that will catch the attention of the reader. For example, black lab male, neutered, went missing on such and such a date in this particular neighborhood or these cross streets. You don't want to give your address or an address. Just give a neighborhood using words that everybody knows in your area, or maybe a set of cross streets, or by a mall or something else that everyone knows about. Basic information. It's okay to say if your pet was wearing a collar or is microchipped, but never put the microchip number in the post. That is private information. If someone gets a hold of that, they could easily look it up. They could possibly get your personal information, and they could also register that number to them. So there's all sorts of things that can go wrong with sharing that information. So okay to say that your pet is chipped, but don't include the number in the post. You want to include at least one good photo, maybe two, showing the face and the colors of the dog or cat. This is important because some animals look similar, but if the person can see if the dog has a white tip on the tail or something like that, then they'll know perhaps the dog they saw or found is yours. If your dog is an unusual breed, like say a Catahoula, you may want to just put a description instead of that name because a lot of people aren't going to know what it is. You might say something like large, gray, black, and white dog, spotted dog, or something like that, rather than a breed that maybe no one knows about. Breeds like German Shepherd, Poodle, Labrador, pretty much everybody knows those, Chihuahua. But if it's anything out of the ordinary or a mix, just a really basic description will probably work better. So like any other platform on the internet, Craigslist can be a good tool to help you find your lost pet, but it does have some caveats. One of the issues with Craigslist is the visibility of your posts. So as you've probably seen on Craigslist, it's a scrolling list of text. There are no pictures, there are no links, there's no other information besides the text that you put in the title of your post. So you really have to be sure to type something in that's going to get the viewer's attention or they won't click on it. There aren't any pictures in the feed, so they're going to have to click on it to see the pictures. So again, you want to say something that's going to get their attention. Because Craigslist is free for these kinds of posts for the lost and found and the pet stuff, there are a high volume of posts every day. So it's not like your post is still visible on that page like it would be on a website or in a newspaper or something. Your post will be visible the day you post it, and hours later there could be 100 more posts, so it won't be very visible. So you want to make sure to either renew your posts frequently or perhaps create multiple posts without doing too many so that it looks spammy. But I would say if it's going out of sight, try to renew your post every couple of days at least to make sure that people can still see it. Another thing you can do if some days or weeks go by and you're not getting any leads is to change the title of your post as you would change your posters and flyers and say "still missing." So that will get people's attention. If they've already seen the original post, maybe they'll click on it again, and this time maybe they'll have some helpful information for you. While Craigslist is a great tool for many people for many purposes, unfortunately, it is also well known for the scammers and con artists who frequent it. They rent out houses that don't belong to them. They offer jobs that don't exist. They pay for items with fake cashier's checks. There's no shortage of scams on Craigslist, and unfortunately, they also prey on the desperate owners of lost pets. The most common scams involve an alleged finder contacting you, the pet owner, and saying that they found your pet. Now, of course, you're going to be excited and say, "Great, when can I get him back?" At that point, they will start asking for money. They will usually ask for money through PayPal, through a wire transfer, Western Union, through gift cards, something like that, some way for you to send them the money sight unseen. And in the cases of the wire transfers and the gift cards, you have no recourse. Once they receive the money, there's no way you can get it back. So that is a sure sign right there that it's a scam. If someone starts asking you for money, maybe they're giving you a fishy story claiming that they have to pay to transport the pet back to you or some other reason. But in any case, if they right away start looking for money, you can pretty well bet it's a scam. Unfortunately, many people do give them the money because even if it seems fishy, they're so desperate. They think, well, maybe if this is my pet and I just give them the money, then they'll give him back. So people kind of suspend their disbelief in the hopes of getting their pet back. And this is really tragic because they get false hope, their hearts are broken, and they waste money giving it to a scammer, money that they could have used to further their lost pet searches or to offer a reward to a legitimate finder. If I could give one piece of advice to someone to avoid being scammed in this manner, it would be ask for proof that they have your pet. Everyone today, even your grandmother, probably has a phone with a camera on it. Anyone can take a picture and text it to you in seconds. So if someone contacts you and they say something that doesn't make sense, you say, "Great, send me a picture of my pet." If they can't do that, they don't have him or her. So that's a dead giveaway right there. If you ask for proof, send me a picture, and they can't do it, they're probably texting you from a phone. Why can't they take a picture? So that right there will tell you that this is nothing but a scam. Craigslist is just one platform to help you find your lost pet. Don't rely on any one thing to help you in your search. A comprehensive search involves a physical search around your home or around the area where your dog or cat went missing. It involves checking any animal shelters in your area, talking to neighbors, putting up posters, handing out flyers, and utilizing other internet platforms. When you use all the tools available to you in a focused manner, you are much more likely to be successful in bringing home your lost dog or cat. Once you do have your pet back home, take steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. Many dogs get out all the time because the fences in the yard aren't in good condition or they're digging out or some other reason. So do what you can, ask for help, get those things fixed so it doesn't happen again and you don't have to go through this again. If your pet is microchipped, Make sure that the information is current with the chip registry, and I have other videos on that I'll link in the description. And if your pet isn't microchipped, give your vet a call and have it done right now. Don't delay. It can also be done inexpensively at those traveling clinics that do vaccinations. Thank you for watching. I hope this video will help you or someone that you are helping to bring their lost pet back home. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos to see more content on lost pet recovery and other important pet topics.